Hot mess, hot mess. So, part of some of the storm damage, excuse me if I'm breathing pretty hard, it has been a hell of a day. Look all sweaty. So part of the storm damage, you know, we had some issues at the creek. I'll flip you around and show you what we got, and then I'll tell you where we're at and how we ended up where we're at. So I'll flip you around. Okay, so we were doing our walk yesterday. We noticed our creek was not flowing. Oh, here, I'm gonna have to step over here a little bit because so we noticed our creek wasn't flowing. So we had this tree. Oh, why am I not zooming? Do I need to clean my lens? Let me clean my lens. We had this tree right here that was it was always across the creek right here, right? And then we noticed this log right here got jammed in there and it was collecting all the debris. Then we had this guy that was sitting right in there. So had a bright idea. We'll bring the mule down here. We'll use the winch. We'll kind of pull that shit up. And yeah, that's the start of the problem. That is the start of it. So let me tell you what happened. Let me flip you back around. So this guy was down here. I had the mule up here, and we had the winch with my little clamps, and we started getting this guy up here, and he did good until he hit this little ridge. This little ridge kind of goes like that, and he hit that and the winch wouldn't pull it up anymore. I said, okay, fuck it, or excuse my language, I said screw it. What we'll do is we'll see if we can get this guy that was jammed. It was jammed underneath this guy. This guy used to come all the way across to here, right? So I clamped onto it. It's dead wood, wouldn't grab it. And it was because it was so jammed under this guy, I couldn't pull it out. So, in my infinite wisdom, you know, I said, well, let me cut the tree. Let me cut the tree that's coming across the top. So, I tried to cut that motherfucker right there. Well, first off, it wanted to fall down. All that trash was under there, so I knew I needed to start a top cut and then come up from underneath, because it's, you know, it's gonna kick out, you know, it was gonna kick down, right? So I knew my chainsaw needed to be at the bottom, but I couldn't get it at the bottom because of all the junk. Anyway, I got top cut, this cut, and then I came around here and I tried to cut it and the chain got stuck. So I said, okay, well, I already had the mule here. I had the winch out. So I said, well, let me try to winch it. So I started winching it. And as soon as that little piece broke, this big guy right here started falling. And there's the tree, there's the mule. Luckily, it hasn't fallen all the way, but it's about ready to. And the only thing holding it up is the rest of this guy. So I had this guy, and he was down here, and I said, you know what, this is unsafe. But I've already got this attached, so let me drag it up. So I drug that thing up, drug it up here. So as you can tell, let me get up here. As you can tell, like, this was the way the winch was facing, and it was pulling it up this way. So got the log up. I'm like, okay, no big deal. Tree, I'm underneath that tree. No big deal. Look, I got that, you know, we'll kind of reassess the situation. But I said, well, now that I got it up here, I didn't want to leave it right here. So I said, well, I didn't want to leave it here in the way. So I said, well, let me drag that sucker over to my little brush pile I got back there. Can I zoom in? Yeah, my little brush pile I got back there. So I had it attached to the winch, and I'm dragging that sucker, and I got to kind of right at the trail, and I said, man, I'm gonna gun it. I'm gonna gun it so that I can drag that sucker all the way to the brush pile. The mule was supposed to be back there. Well, fucking Jason Luck. What we got and what had happened, I did not know there was a tree sitting here, and behind the tree is a big hole. So let me zoom out a little bit. Oh yeah, there we go. So Big Daddy said, "Rah!" and jammed up on the log, went in the hole, and I was like, oh crap. And then the log was kind of sitting out here. So I said, okay, let me detach the log. Let's assess the situation. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I high centered on this log right here. And look at my suspension. Look at all that. It's all the way down. It ain't even touching. So let's go around the backside and we'll show you that. So yeah, it's this tree right here goes all the way up under there. I'm high centered there, and I'm high centered over there, and there, kind of like I told Marcia, I was like, that's just my luck. If it was just a tree, no big deal. I would have went over the tree. I wouldn't high centered because there wasn't a hole. If it was just the hole, I would have went through the hole. But the hole with the tree, that's what I get. That's what I get. That's my luck. So let's keep going. So I said, you know what I can do in front of this bad boy is that tree right there. So continuing with the story from before, which I don't know if I posted it yet, when we came down to assess the situation after the tornado, the day after, I got the mule stuck like 5 times. Like I'd go 5 feet, get stuck, 5 feet, get stuck. Well, I learned how to winch myself out. So I said, well, we'll use that same technique. You know what I mean? But no, we're talking about me here. You know what I mean? So this is my life. This is my life. So this is what I get. So I said, well, let me winch myself out. Well, what had happened was when I drug the log up, because it was pulling at an angle like this, everything got wadded up right here, and it was stuck. It was stuck. Like it was jammed. Like, look, I mean, you can already tell. Where's that little, look at that strap. I mean, I done damaged my cable and everything. But, so here's the problem. I can't winch myself out because I can't get, it's stuck. So, a day in the life of me, but I'm resourceful. I'm used to dealing with this kind of stuff because this is what life throws at me all the time. You know what I mean? So, and I got the trusty Troy belt with the trailer, and I got my come along. So now I'm using the come along on the tree. And I was originally going to pull the mule out, but I said, you know what I'm going to try and do? I'm going to try and unwinch the winch. So that's what we're doing. So I'm going to keep unwinching the winch, and I'll update y'all on what's going on. Okay, we got the winch undone. Okay, honey, give her a go. Keep going, keep going.
How's the cord though?
You're doing good. Got it. Good job, honey. You can throw shit at me all day long, Mr. Life. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna turn it back around. I'm gonna put it back in your face. So there. Okay. we're gonna have to abandon that project for now. Not gonna quit. We're just gonna put it on hold and regroup. Just don't think I have the right equipment, and it is very unsafe. The way the trees are hanging over the creek. I can't cut the one tree that's wanting to fall because I don't know which way it's going to go. I don't know if it's going to kick out. I don't really have anywhere to stand that's safe or to be able to get out of the way quick. I'll either be standing on the tree that's, you know, laying across the creek, and that's, I mean, it's, I might have to regroup and think about how I want to tackle that situation. Marcia says it's too dangerous for me, and she's probably right, because I didn't listen to her when I got the mule stuck. She said, don't take the mule down there. I said, no, it'll be all right. It's a 4-wheel drive, nah. But that didn't work too well in my favor. But yeah, we're gonna regroup, so we'll figure out kind of how to tackle that guy and do it safe. And I don't know what I'm gonna do on that one, but we'll figure it out. So right now, Marcia took the mule back up to the house. I'm on the John Deere, or my little, no, it's not, this Troy belt. This Troy belt with my trailer and come along and stuff. And I have my oh, I'm getting better. I have my Roundup for poison ivy, and we're spraying there's a few little pieces of poison ivy that popped up last year in this little area, and they're coming back, so just spraying that. And I think I don't know, I may just, I've got a couple other little projects, but the way the day's going, I don't know, it might just be smart to kick back and enjoy. Ooh, Shamumu cow. Maybe smart to just kick back and enjoy the day. But I appreciate y'all coming along for the ride, and I'll keep you informed. I'll definitely film that situation when I do it, and let y'all see the outcome. Maybe a year, maybe next week, maybe a year, who knows. May go buy a tractor. That's what, ooh, or a skid steer. I mean, that would, I don't know what I could do, how I would use them, but you know, you can never have too many tools, right? I think I can justify it to Marcia. Okay. Well, again, appreciate y'all. Bye.